topic. Let's go straight to more of the impact for today, and all about environment and sustainability. Now, in order to tackle climate change and keep our earth and surrounding environment clean, it is important to carry on with the movement, and it also teaches skills and creativity for kids. Now, we know that it's important to nurture young people from a young age and teach them about sustainability. Now, it's about discipline, and not only from a business perspective, but from a social and environmental point of view. And well, awareness is quite important on this one when it comes to the environment. And joining me to really unpack this discussion, I've got Doyinsola Ogunye, who is the founder of Kids Clean Club. Welcome, Doyinsola, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about the Kids Clean Club. How did it all start, first of all?
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
It started in 2009, and it was basically
about 10 years now.
Exactly 10 years. Yeah. So we just celebrated our 10 years in existence. So yeah. So it started in 2009, and very weird story, because I moved from one part of Lagos to another part of Lagos, and where we moved to, my family and myself, it was a place that people didn't really care about the environment. You know, you see children running around, people littering the environment. And I said to myself, what can I do about this? What can I do differently? You know, and then a lot of people that I knew were complaining about Nigeria. And I said to myself, you know, if I could start doing something little, you know, and talking to the kids, when they grow up, they would actually be able to impact, you know, in the environment, in the society at large.
Yeah, so Kids Clean Club, you know, it's where, you know, kids will come together, and it's basically all about the environment and sustainability. Now, how do you get to inculcate, I think that's inculcate this, you know, early values to these kids? And, you know, how early can a kid be part of this Kids Clean Club?
Well, as early as possible, as early as they can talk, as early as they can understand, you know. And I took some values from the Muslim community. I don't know if you know what Ilekewu is.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so basically it's a place or a school of some sort where they start to teach values of the Islamic faith as early as possible in their children. Yes, so something like that. So as soon as a child can actually understand, drop this, put it here, put it in the bin, recycle this, plant this, it's important to start and inculcate those values so that in the next 5, 10, 15 years, it's not new to them and it's not something strange.
You know, how does taking part in this Kids Clean Club really, you know, develop these young children?
Well,
apart from just the environmental part and the sustainability part of it.
Well, Kids Clean Club started in 2009, and right after that, I started to ask myself, okay, after the club, what next? And in 2011, we started something called the Mental and Environmental Development Initiative for Children. So basically anything that can develop the children mentally and, you know, in their education, in their cognitive development, and anything that would help the environment are things that are initiatives that we actually birth in the organization. So in as much as they're learning how to clean, they're also learning about leadership. They're also learning about planning, you know, at a very young age. You know, they are learning to be ambassadors. They're learning to, you know, they are learning to be creative and, you know, initiate things and bring things to life.
I want to go take your mission, which reads to create a cleaner, more habitable, more united world where children are purifiers and the spearhead of the revolution. That is quite mouthful,
Yes,
even for adults to comprehend. The message, is it really hard to drive into kids? How hard is it?
Well,
it looks like it's harder for adults, especially in this part. It's like foregone conclusion.
Well, with kids, you know, we always say at the club, the kids will have fun, our nation will be cleaner, and we do this because we love Nigeria.
Okay.
And when kids have fun, they can go on and on.
So it's not like
on.
so it's not like in a work chore kind of where you don't see it as chores.
No, exactly, not at all. They have a good time doing it all the time. We make sure that the children are, you know, they have fun, number one, and they also enjoy what they're doing, and something that when they get home, they can say, oh, I made an impact, I did something, because they all do it together.
Okay. Keeping our environment clean, especially in this part. If I were to look at, Africa, Nigeria, Lagos to be precise, there's a whole lot of pollution out there. Not just the beaches, but the roads, the streets, the gutters, the gullies, the alleys, especially when it comes to plastic papers, rubber and stuff. From a government perspective, it looks like we don't even know what waste management in Lagos is like rocket science on its own. And I dare say, someone can differ on that opinion. It looks like rocket science on its own, and when people are talking about recycling and now sustainability and global warming and climate change, that's like advanced PhD, even like advanced, discourse for us. So how do we, get to the bare basics? Is it with clubs like yours, Kids Clean Club, that we can really start? But we don't really have much time. When you look at the climate change narrative, they're saying in the next 10 years, things will be overrun, with sudden climate change. So do we have time to wait until these kids get to that, age?
Thank you so much for that question. First of all, I would say waste management is not rocket science. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah, but we've made it rocket science in a sense.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a mindset thing. As soon as people decide that, I'm going to do things properly, I'm going to stop littering.
Just the way climate change is also a mindset thing, or sustainability or recycling culture. It's a mindset thing.
Yes, and we have, apart from the Kids Clean Club, we have a place we meet called the Kids Beach Garden.
Okay.
And at the Kids Beach Garden, every single day, we see more bottle caps wash ashore than we see seashells. And we tell the kids that, we're not going to wait till 2050 because, fact is, by 2050, we'll have more plastic in the ocean than we have fish. But right now in 2019 and, for the most part of 2018 and 2017, we have seen on our shorelines in Lagos State that there are more bottle caps. And we just see the bottle caps most of the time. The question is, where are the bottles? It shows that people are littering, and they're littering at an alarming rate in Lagos State. And Lagos is surrounded by water. The ocean, the lagoon, the little creeks here and there, and the canals, and if we don't do something right now for people living in Lagos in the next 10 years, it will be a very sorry case.
So I'm really forced to ask, because it's a wonderful initiative, especially for Kids Clean Club. 10 years in the running. We'll get to how you've been keeping it afloat. But when you're gathering kids, for the club, what about the schools? What are the schools doing to really inculcate these values about sustainability and cleanliness to children, to kids? Are we now leaving it to organizations like yours to deal?
We work with schools. We've worked with about 60 schools since inception, and then we have a lot of schools that come to the beach to actually learn further about, the damage plastic is doing to our oceans and to our, our marine life and ecosystem.
Creating nursery rhymes in schools.
I think, everything, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
For this case, it takes all of us to actually make the environment, better. You talked about the government earlier. There's a Blue Box campaign that has started with Lagos State government. The Lagos State government is doing as much as they can, I think, in making sure that people are actually recycling. But I always say to people, it's up to us.
Before you talk about recycling, waste managed first. When you have values for waste managed, then you can ask, I can't upgrade to recycling. I want to upgrade to global warming, to climate change. Because we're still like the barest minimum of this discourse. Okay, let's talk about Kids Clean Club itself. 10 years now in the making. How have you been able to really keep this organization afloat? Do you receive aid, help, grants?
Yes, it started with a passion and something
It's the passion is always the first currency, right?
Yes, exactly. And people see that passion and then they say, you're doing something really good. Let us support you with something. And, with family supporting and friends, my mom has been totally amazing in supporting me over the last 10 years. And friends will start to support as well. And we started reaching out to churches. We started having little events. We started getting people to sponsor. And in 2017, we got a grant. 2018 as well. We started getting grants from 2016. We got a grant in 2016, 2017, 2018, and also 2019. So we're also trying to make it sustainable in its sense. So when we get plastic, we also sell plastic to off-takers, and the funds we get from that, we use to run the organization.
Let's talk about one of the events the organization hosts, which is the Recycle and Win event. Big idea for the children, though.
Yes. So we've actually expanded from just the Recycle and Win.
Yeah.
So we do Recycle and Win. We also do Waste for Food. So every Saturday, we get the children together in the community. We get them to do something called the Ultimate Plastic Search, where we time them about 5 to 10 minutes, and they pick bottle caps on the shoreline. And the children that have the most, they get super gifts. And the children that participate, they get consolation prizes. And all of them get food on that day.
Wow.
So that's it.
Is there like a scheme to make this recycling thing for kids like entrepreneurial or business savvy?
Yes. So when they see that there is value, and we're creating value, we're also capturing value as well. And by capturing value, we're trying to let people know that you can use your plastic to pay your school fees. You can use your plastic to save up for your next bicycle or your first PS4.
More like an enterprising manner for them to start saving, while also creating value in the environment, and they're making, small pockets of money.
Exactly. So it's all encompassing, and every time we think about any creative idea to encourage the children and also their families, to do something for the environment, we always take it.
What about the parents? For the kids who join your Kids Clean Club, how supportive are they? What's the process like, especially leaving their wards to go somewhere after school? How's it been?
Well, it's been great. It's been very great.
With the helicopter moms.
So when we first started, some moms were a bit apprehensive because it's the beach. And in Lagos State, a lot of people fear beaches. They don't want their kids to go out into the beach. But over time, we've been able to ensure and let people know that the beach is very safe. We have our coast guards, we have our local security, we have naval security, we have all kinds of security, for the kids. And the parents also come from time to time for the cleanup. We have a general cleanup at the end of the month. So every last Saturday of the month, we bring people out to clean the shoreline and also have a good time while on the beach.
You've been nominated for an Eloy Award for wonderful work and and all that, so that's really great. But before we go, legacy for this, what would it be for you personally?
Well, that's a bit emotional right now because I want people to remember Nigeria for good. I want people to see Lagos State as a state that is not just
hustle and bustle.
Exactly, but they call Lagos the concrete jungle, but
it is.
We want.
It is a jungle. I don't know about the concrete.
True, it is. But there's a lot of serenity in Lagos. There's a lot of beauty in Lagos on our shorelines, and even in the metropole. So I want people to think about what the Kids Clean Club and the Kids Beach Garden has done, and also do something, no matter how little, to make Lagos and to make Nigeria a greater place.
Well, Doyinsola Ogunye, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed, and keep up the good work with the foundation Kids Clean Club. All right, so there you have it. Something to think about in terms of the environment and sustainability. And as they say, catch them young. And that's what they're doing with Kids Clean Club.